you're part of the Kennedy clan now. When I was a kid, you could never say a bad word about the Kennedys in my house. My father was Irish Catholic, and John Kennedy was the first Irish Catholic president. This was, to the Irish, what Obama was to African Americans. It really was. I mean, because people as old as my father remember when the Irish were really a minority that was looked down on and could not get jobs everywhere.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. So this was a big deal that a president and a Catholic, that was also very, this was a Protestant country. The Ku Klux Klan hated Catholics as much as they did blacks and Jews.
Yeah.
Catholics were like papists.
Wow.
You follow the Pope.
Yeah.
That whore. That harlot in Rome.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I grew up in that house where and then of course, reality sets in. And, there's some people in the family who haven't done admirable things. But I still love the Kennedys. It was just like in my blood. And basically, they were always on the right side of the issues, I thought. And they took on the big one, civil rights, which had to be taken on. There was no greater political sacrifice ever made than John F. Kennedy sending troops into the South.
Yeah.
I'm sure people ask you about RFK now because he's in the news.
Right.
And, he sat here. We're friends. I love him.
Yeah.
I don't agree with everything.
Right.
But I agree with the overall view that what makes us sick is the toxicity. When he was here, I said, my advice to you is you need to marry your former life more with what you're doing now. Your former life, you were very admired as a environmental lawyer.
Yeah.
Now you have this other issue, vaccines, and that's kind of the same issue.
Right.
Now, he's way more on the left vaccines than I am. I'm skeptical of all medical interventions, including vaccines. He said things I don't agree with, but if he would just take those two issues, I think he'd get more toward the middle of where people are, which is they kind of get it that what makes them sick is all the shit in the water and the air and the food. And giving kids pharmaceuticals when they're young.
Yeah.
And lots of things where we're self-polluting.
Yes.
Including stress and social media and being on screens all day and what that does to your pituitary gland and all this stuff. He's not, so his big picture, I feel yes, I'm glad he's there doing that. But then he gets specific about things and I know why people say he's nutty.
Right.
Did people ask you about him?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel the same way that you do. I've spent a number of occasions hanging with him just in a strictly family dinner kind of vibe, and I really got along with him well.
He's great.
I think he's great. I think he's funny.
He's wonderful.
I like him.
Yes,
I love him. I think he's.
He's not crazy. I mean, the people trying to. He's also got I said to him when he was here, I said, I don't agree with everything you said, and I don't think your father would either. But your father would be so proud that you stuck to your guns more than anybody. I mean, this guy, when this guy believes something, you cannot move him off of it with your bribes.
Yeah, you're right.
For better and worse.
That's a virtue in the and
well, it's rare.
And I think that politics, it's a nasty business. And when you jump in, and I've seen, and I'm not in politics obviously, but there's a certain level to this in Hollywood because Hollywood in itself is
political,
a political institution, and I've seen how the person you are can be such a contrast to the people, to the person that people are being told that you are, and you can go, wow, that is pure fiction, and hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people are being fed that, and I'm not there to defend myself, nor am I going to jump in and be mired in this story because there's this Proverb 26:20, for lack of wood, the fire will go out. And you're like, okay, so someone tweeted something. It's not real. 300,000 people liked it. Am I going to shine this light of 50,
No.
70 million people onto this to
I don't
put these
even
out.
read them.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't.
And so my little bit of experience, I've been able to see how the person that you are can be sometimes in stark contrast to the person that your enemy is saying that you are. And in politics, you inherit enemies, and when you jump on on the bandwagon with who is the most divisive president ever, it makes sense that you're going to be made to look terrible. And so I don't know what to believe, because it's not like I sit with Bobby and I go, so hey, let's talk about this. Let's talk about. It's like we're just
Right.
playing cards or playing Mafia or having fun or having dinner. I'm not going to pick his brain to find out exactly which of those things are true. I just kind of assume that none of them are. And for the most part, I wish him well, man. I hope there's certain things that he oversees that seem to be supported in a bipartisan way, like getting terrible toxic stuff out of our kids' food. I think that's a great thing. And so, if you just do that, that's amazing. I'd hate to be so mired in hatred for the president that any success from his administration is something I'd have an allergic reaction to. To be like, oh, well, if they do it, I don't want it to happen. I'll put Clorox in my children's cereal myself. It's like, come on, be reasonable here. There's certain things that would be a good thing to have. I want them all to be successful.
When it comes to like the media, like you were saying, and like what they say about you, people have to understand our cynicism, or I won't include you, I'll just say mine, about the media comes from something that most people do not have access to, that we have access to, which is we read things about ourselves.
Right.
Most people don't.
Right.
Okay. So, and you go, if you got this much wrong about something where I know what the truth is, what are you getting wrong about the other thing?
Completely.
That's so in my mind.
100%.
Like you can't really expect me to trust you after you said this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you really thought it. If that's the case, then you're just kind of dumb and lazy.
Right.
Lazy, didn't do your homework. Would have been so easy to look it up.
Right.
Or you're just slanted. You're just like, oh, he's on the bad team because he had dinner with Trump, or whatever your reason this week is.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to shit on that. And like, okay, but then don't expect me to believe you about anything.
Right. Anytime you see someone, it sours the notion of sources close to him say. I'm like, no, they didn't. I'm sure no one says that, because there's no one, you don't have a source close to me that said that, because unless they just made it, someone who hates me, lives close to me, and made it up or something.
They're not used to, they know people like you. There are people like you in show business. Tom Hanks, like straight arrows. I don't mean that as an insult. It's a compliment. You're a straight arrow.